Why are you wearing masks? The mask mandate have been over with for 2 years.
But I've got a cold. I don't want to get you sick.
Oh, I don't believe you. This is amazing. Why is law enforcement almost indistinguishable from Antifa these days? They're all masked up. Mrs. Robinson, the mayor said at the beginning of the meeting, words to the effect, I'll get the exact words when I look at the recording, we live in a democracy where differing opinions are, I guess, tolerated, or words to that effect. Clearly, that's not the case.
He writes the democracy. It's his rules or no rules.
To record, so I'm going to ask you to stop recording.
But Mayor Ash, there was no limit given on your approval last month.
Okay, well, we're going to take a 5-minute recess while we can deal with this matter. Thank you. Before we begin tonight, I want to make those aware that in accordance with the city's procedural bylaw, meeting attendees may not record any portion of the meetings and may not take photographs unless they have been granted permission by 2/3 majority of committee and council. We have no request for that right tonight. So I also am going to be mindful that we have many guests in here, and we will be respectful of the quorum, and outbursts from the chamber will not be tolerated, and we'll deal with them appropriately. I asked residents that are here and watching to take that opportunity to reflect on some of the troubled places in our world, and be thankful that we have democracy here that respects one another's opinions.
But I can guarantee he'll probably do another facility master plan refresh much before that. I think that the recommendations were thoughtful and really reflect trends in hockey right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bentley. Questions? Being none, thank you very much.
To the two gentlemen from Rebel Media, permission was not sought nor granted, so you do not have permission to record.
Mayor Ash, with respect, you said last month we were approved.
No, I said at that meeting you were approved. There is a procedure to apply to get permission, and that was not done, and permission has not been granted. So
if you recall, Mayor, with respect, you had a vote before the meeting, and we received the approval, so why no vote before this meeting or right now?
It didn't apply because there was nobody that applied for standing, and there would have been. But
we didn't apply for standing, Mayor, with all respect, last month either. And what would be the difference between voting in approval last month and not voting, or not even having a vote this month? And whose decision would it be?
If I might, Mr. Menzies, last month the Toronto Star was here, who had sought permission. I saw you there, and I gave the same permission that the Toronto Star sought to you as a courtesy. I guess you're unfamiliar with the process. So the requirement is for you to seek approval through the clerk's office, and that's done by council, and that permission was not sought nor given. So you do not have permission to record. So I'm going to ask you to stop recording.
But again, Mayor, we didn't seek permission last month, and you approved as, I think it's a 2/3 vote. So if this is a unilateral decision not to approve us, the question is why, and who made this decision?
Our rules made the decision, Mr. Menzies. This isn't a time for a debate between you and I. The rules are the rules of the Assembly. I'm enforcing them. You do not have permission to record, so I'm going to ask you to stop recording.
But Mayor Ash, there was no limit given on your approval last month.
Okay, well, we're going to take a 5-minute recess while we can deal with this matter. Thank you.
Mayor, aren't you making the argument of your critics that this council is obsessed with censorship? And you said at the beginning that this is a democracy where differing opinions are tolerated, but clearly I don't think this is the case, Mr. Mayor. No, sir, they had a vote.
Right, as a courtesy.
As a courtesy. Okay, so
you didn't understand the process, and you didn't do what you needed to do. And as a courtesy, because there was somebody else to start with here, and they did understand the process.
So we are required for the Toronto Star or somebody else to be here to extend the courtesy. Who are you, sir?
I'm a Pickering resident. Are you?
No, I'm not.
Turn your camera off.
Hey, excuse me.
Turn your
Don't touch my equipment.
Don't be such an asshole.
What's your name, sir? You know my name. Why are you a coward? Yeah. Okay. Well, folks, there you go. I mean, I think the mayor has just made the argument for the critics that this council is all about censorship. Okay, well, you can ask me to leave, but I don't understand why a vote wasn't taken like it was last time. So who is behind this decision, sir?
You can take that up with the city after the fact,
Okay.
but I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Okay, then, or?
I'm asking you to leave.
Okay. And who made this decision? I don't understand. And why don't you want things recorded? It's being live streamed right now, isn't it?
I'm asking you to leave.
Okay, you're not answering my
Okay,
questions.
I'm directing you to leave. It's time for you to leave.
All right, then. Okay, well, folks, we're being told to leave. This is... Oh, Miss Robinson, I don't think they want me here, so...
If I move a motion, if I get 2/3 votes, and you should be able to stay. So
Okay.
I'll move a
gonna
motion.
have
and
you-
then come back.
Can you explain, Miss
I'm gonna ask you
Robinson,
to leave.
why we were approved last month and not this month?
I can't answer that question for you because
Do you know who made that
I'm
decision?
directing you to leave.
no,
now.
I don't know.
This is over.
Okay, then. I don't understand. If the process is to get 2/3 of the vote, which we got on May 27th, why wasn't there even a vote this time?
I'm not sure. I think he said because proper protocol wasn't taken. But as soon as they come back from the break, I will make a motion to see if you can stay. And then with 2/3 vote, then you will be able to stay. So if you just want to hold on a little bit until they come back from break, and then I'll move a motion and we'll see if we can
Is
get
that okay with you? Can we say?
You can go outside and wait for her to introduce her motion. But I'm ordering you to leave the property now. You do not have permission to record.
Oh, we have police now. Okay, then.
Let's go.
So what, is this a trespass issue if I don't leave?
You've been asked to leave. Yes.
All right, then. Okay. Why are you wearing masks? Mask mandate have been over with for 2 years.
But I've got a cold. I don't want to get you sick.
Oh, I don't believe you. This is amazing. You know, why is law enforcement almost indistinguishable from Antifa these days? They're all masked up, and he's saying he's got a cold. But anyways,
If you'd like, I have
Pardon?
my name is
Okay.
Burke and it's badge number 3793.
Okay.
No issue identifying for you.
thank you.
No problem.
And Gallagher, 4100? Okay. Blessed are the peacemakers. Well, we're out of the council chambers, so...
Yes, sir.
Oh, we have to go outside too. That's not what you said a second ago. You said just
That said, go outside. Let's go.
do we have to leave to go outside?
You've been ordered to
Okay,
leave.
then.
You're off the
But
property.
what about the motion? How am I going to find out how the motion
We'll let
goes?
you know if you want to wait outside.
Who's going to let me know?
I will let you know.
Okay, then.
Thank you,
So, folks, this is the city of Pickering in action. 2024 is truly the year of censorship. The mayor or somebody else doesn't want us here. We were allowed here. You've got 1, 2, 3 police officers. So the muscle is here to, I guess, apply trespassing charges. I don't know who this fellow is, but he is insistent on us being outside. Can we be on the property or do we have to go to the...
outside.
Okay, thank you for that courtesy. Greatly appreciate it. Okay. Thank you. So we're going to wait outside. It's the Christmas miracle. We've been allowed to actually stand on the property outdoors. Luckily, it's not February. And we'll see if that guy keeps his word in terms of giving us the result of Councillor Robinson's motion. And speaking of Robinsons, I think I see... So another Mrs. Robinson, you're the mother of Lisa Robinson.
I am.
What the heck just happened there?
Well, they don't like anybody there that can report on what's happening. Members of the media were allowed anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, if they prove they were members of the media. Like,
Well, this is a taxpayer-funded facility, isn't it?
it is.
Okay, then.
But half the residents aren't allowed in there.
You know, it's interesting. I saw ones and twos of the residents going, turn your camera off. Like, they're okay with this?
Well, those residents also happen to be the ones that are complaining about stuff all the time, that Lisa's side, her friends and that are doing all sorts of things, but they're doing all the speaking out. They're the ones that are always against everything that's going on, calling down, but they can't prove anything that they're talking about.
And, you know, Mrs. Robinson, the mayor said at the beginning of the meeting, words to the effect, I'll get the exact words when I look at the recording, we live in a democracy where differing opinions are, I guess, tolerated, or words to that effect. Clearly, that's not the case.
He writes the democracy. It's his rules or no rules.
So is the matter, in terms of whether you get approved or not, and as you saw, there wasn't even a vote taken, is the matter all about they look at the media coverage that ensues? And we did two stories. We did the people speaking out against the censorious thuggery of the city. And we also did a 20-minute long interview with your daughter. And by the way, I'll extend the same courtesy to the mayor. And is it a matter that the mayor, other councillor members, whoever's directing this, they didn't like what was published and therefore we are frog marched out by Durham Regional Police?
Probably. The mayor put your video that you did with Lisa on the Facebook page for everybody to call against. So,
oh, he wasn't a fan of the video.
No. And he got all his normal followers speak against it.
But this is Banana Republic stuff.
Okay, sir,
Oh, yes, sir.
The motion was brought forward and it failed to pass.
Oh, do you know what the vote was, sir?
There was no vote. There was no seconder to the motion.
Oh, it didn't even get voted on. Okay.
So this is the process for applying for media accreditation.
Oh, I see that. So
If you wouldn't,
all right then. So I reach out to corporatecom@pickering.ca.
that's right.
And I have to submit the request by 12 noon on the date of the meeting, or before, I assume, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So just to let you know, I didn't do any of this in May. We just walked in, we were voted on. That's what I don't understand, sir. I'm really not trying to give you a hard time. I'm just trying to understand the inconsistency.
Well, I'm not the person that can speak to that.
Okay. Then.
But what I would say is that is the process.
Okay.
And so that's where it sits.
You know what? I'll follow the process, but can you at least please tell me who is ordering you?
Pardon me?
Can you at least please tell me who is telling you what to do?
The mayor.
It is the mayor.
The mayor's
Okay.
decision.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that. Thank you. Have a good night. Well, folks, I think that was absolutely remarkable. And it's not as though I'm a sore loser, because there was no vote. This is like calling the game before the game even starts. Now, last month, my camerawoman Avery Armstrong and I, we were here. They had the vote. We got the 2/3 approval. What changed from May to June? Or is it that they didn't like the coverage that we put out there? Well, if they don't like it, I'm sorry, you're in politics. You know, grow a thick skin. You should have a thick skin going in. But regardless, they should have at least had the courtesy, if that's the rule, to vote us in or vote us out. And as you saw, no vote, just the Gestapo coming in and saying, leave. And by the way, I think it's absolutely outrageous that a vote has to be taken for journalists to come into a publicly funded city council to cover the proceedings. It's crazy. Right behind me, as you can see, that's the City of Pickering cenotaph. This is honoring those brave Canadians, that some of whom paid the ultimate price with their lives defending our democratic values and our freedoms, including freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and yes, freedom of press. I wonder what these veterans would say if they were around today to witness the spectacle that we just endured tonight at Pickering City Council. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzies. You know another incredible thing about tonight, folks? There was no other media here. There is no one reporting, it would seem, on the censorious thuggery going on in the city of Pickering. And by the way, if you are of the opinion, well, I don't care about Pickering, I've never been there, don't plan to go there, we understand this is a template to roll out to other municipalities. Maybe this garbage is coming to a town or city near you in the future. What I'm saying is that we depend on you folks to bring you the other side of the story. If you can, please go to rebelfieldreports.com. That's rebelfieldreports.com. And if you're able to, please make a donation so that Rebel News can continue to bring you the other side of the story.